This video is sponsored by Fox 3 Managed Solutions. They provide DCS service for any size group, squadron, or air wing. You can find the link to their website in the description below. All footage in this video is recorded on a Fox 3 server. Hello everybody, Hoist here from MeanStreak. Welcome to another video. Now, a couple of weeks ago we did our space program video, in which we were trying to launch a missile into space. Now that went how it went. And in the comments, there were quite a few suggestions. And one of those suggestions was that we launch a missile at an angle so that the fins would provide some extra lift and see if we can get it up that way. Now, the first plane we're going to use is going to be the F-22 Raptor, and he's going to be firing the AIM-120 Delta variant, the Su-30 launching the R-77M, the Eurofighter Typhoon with the Meteor missiles, and the MiG-31 with the R-37 hypersonic missiles. So we're going to do this very similar to the way we did it last time. We're at 30,000 feet, and we're going to go and accelerate up to above 700 knots, and then when we get there, we're going to pitch up, but not to 90 degrees this time, to about 60 degrees, and then we're going to launch, and then we're going to see how far the missiles get, and if they do get to the Kármán line, which is our target, 328,000 feet, we're going to see at which velocity they hit that line. Alright, so let's accelerate. Alrighty, we're above 700 knots, and we're going to start pitching up now. Nice and gently. And that's a Fox 3. Okay, we launched at about 72 degrees. That's not too bad. We can use that. And it's pitching up. It's going to 77. But it is moving quite quickly. And okay. 140,000 feet, so not quite there yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, it's gone pretty much vertical on its own. $200,000 feet. Looks spacey though. 230,000, still moving at 1800 knots. And now pitch is dropping down 80 degrees, 81 degrees, 80. But it is still moving. Moving nicely. 1500 knots, 285,000 feet. Might actually get there. That's 300,000 feet. This one's going to make it. Looks like this one's going to make it now. 70 degrees, 310,000, 320,000. And there we go. So the M120 Delta reached the Kármán line, so we got our target, and when it did, it was still moving at 1,132 knots. That was the last recorded velocity, so it had quite a ways to go. Alright, let's move on. Alright, up next is the Su-30 firing the R-77M missiles. Now we're going to go and accelerate and be back when we're above 700 knots. There we go, we're above 700 knots and we're about to pitch up and launch. There we go, going up. And Fox 3. There we go. Pitch is about 58, 60 degrees, and it's going. But it's also pitching up the same thing the AMRAAM did. Now, yep, it's about 140,000 feet, but it's doing close to 3,000 knots. So let's see how far this one goes. 170,000. Yep, it's going far. It's going up. There we go, 200,000 feet. Light always changes at this altitude, but you know, it's to be expected. All right, 230,000 and still doing 2,500 knots, about a pitch of about 75 degrees. 260,000. Come on, 100,000 more. Well, a little bit less. Another 50,000 will do it. 290,000. 300,000. Yeah, yep, it's going. 312. Yep, 320. 328, and it's gone. So, the R-77M also made it to space, made it to the Kármán line, and at the moment we lost contact with it, it was still doing 2,098 knots. So it was even faster than the AMRAAM. It was going to go even further. Alright, moving on. Alrighty, next up is the Eurofighter Typhoon with the Meteor missiles. Now we are gonna go and get fast and above 700 knots, and then we're gonna launch. There we go, we're above 700 knots, and let's go pitch up. And Fox 3. And there we go, pitching up about 60 degrees. And, wow, accelerating 3,600 knots. 140,000, yeah, this one's going to go far. Oh, it looks like the pitch is dropping a little bit, 58 degrees, 57. 200,000, and it's still burning. Oh, and now it's pitched up. As soon as the motor gave out, it just pitched straight up to 82 degrees. 270,000, 280,000. Oh yeah. And still doing 4,600 knots. And there we go, lost contact with it. Well, there it is. The Meteor missile also made it to the Kármán line, made it into space, and when we lost contact, it was doing 4,612 knots. So yeah, that missile was going places. Alright, moving on now. And last but not least, we're in the MiG-31, and we are carrying our 37M hypersonic missiles. So let's see how they do. I'm gonna go ahead and accelerate and be back when we're above 700 knots. Alright, we're at 700 knots, and let's go ahead and pitch up. And Fox 3. Alright, pitch's about 58, 57 degrees, and it is hauling ass. 3,300 knots, accelerating very quickly, but the pitch is dropping a little bit. 52 degrees, okay, but it's going up, 170,000. Let's see, 50 degree pitch, and it just crossed 200,000, still accelerating. Still accelerating, coming up on 5,000 knots. Wow. Yep, 270,000 feet. Pitch is dropping a little bit, 47 degrees. But yeah, it's gone. So the R-37 also made it to the Kármán line, crossed the line, and when we lost contact with it, it was doing 6,105 knots. So to say that that missile was going places is a very big understatement. Alright, now let's recap a little bit. So this time around we are 4 for 4. And whatever we launched made it to space. Now, the Raptor launched the AIM-120 Delta, and when that crossed the Kármán line, it was doing 1,132 knots. Then we had the Flanker, which launched the R-77M, that was doing 2,098 knots when it crossed the Kármán line. Then the Eurofighter Typhoon launched the Meteor, that was doing 4,612 knots when it crossed the Kármán line, and the MiG-31 launched the R-37 Hypersonic, and that was doing 6,105 knots when it crossed the Kármán line. So yeah, 4 for 4, and this was the final 4, haha, pun intended. And yeah, so if you all enjoyed this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you again in a future video. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Peace.